We don't have an employee engagement problem. We have a leadership problem. And the longer we pretend disengagement can be fixed with perks, free coffee, or another fun culture day, the worse it's getting. Here's the truth. Disengagement is not random. It's not a personality flaw, and it's definitely not laziness. Disengagement is a nervous system response to an environment that feels unsafe, unclear, or unworthy of effort. If you're leading a team that feels checked out, quiet quitting, doing the bare minimum, or mentally somewhere else, that isn't the problem. That's the symptom. Gallup reports that 62% of employees are emotionally detached at work and 18% are actively disengaged. That's 8 out of 10 people in your building who don't actually care about what they're doing. And that's not because they're bad people. They're exhausted people, frustrated people, people who don't feel seen or valued or heard, people who don't trust leadership. Let's break down what's really going on here. Reason number 1, people don't leave companies. They leave emotional environments. Most leaders think disengagement is about low pay, workload, or talent shortages. Sure, those things matter, but research consistently shows the number one predictor of engagement is the quality of the relationship between employees and their leader. If someone feels judged, micromanaged, dismissed, or disrespected, they'll disconnect to protect themselves. That is human nature. Disengagement is not rebellion, it's self-preservation. Reason number 2, there's no psychological safety. The fear of being blamed, criticized, or punished for mistakes shuts people down. Google's Project Aristotle found that psychological safety is the number one factor in high-performing teams. But in most workplaces, people stay quiet to stay safe. They don't bring ideas, they don't take risks, they only do enough to survive. Not enough to stand out. Reason number 3. Communication is unclear, inconsistent, or chaotic. One week the priority is speed, the next week it's process. One leader says, own your decisions. The next one overrides every choice. This doesn't create accountability, it creates anxiety. Research from McKinsey shows employees are 3.5 times more likely to be engaged when goals and expectations are clear. When they aren't, people mentally check out. Why give full effort when the target keeps moving? Reason number 4, work has lost meaning. Humans aren't motivated by tasks. We're motivated by purpose. When people don't understand how their work contributes to something that matters, they stop caring. And it's not just a Gen Z thing, it's a human thing. Deloitte reports that 73% of employees who feel aligned with a sense of purpose are engaged, compared to only 23% who don't. Reason number 5, burnout isn't being addressed. Let's be clear, disengagement and burnout are now business issues, not HR issues. Chronic stress, unrealistic workloads, constant change, and emotional exhaustion drain people. When leaders ignore burnout, they don't get heroes. They get numb employees. They get turnover. They get resignations without notice. So here's the truth most leaders don't want to admit. Disengagement is feedback. And until leaders stop blaming employees and start listening to that feedback, nothing will change. So how do we fix it? We don't start with policy, we don't start with HR software, and we definitely don't start with another survey. We start with leadership, real leadership. Leadership that builds trust, leadership that leads with emotional intelligence, clarity, and courage. Leadership that understands people are not machines. They're humans with brains, bodies, and nervous systems that respond to how they are treated. A connected team is an engaged team. A safe team is a creative team. A respected team is a loyal team. And a team led by someone who can communicate clearly, manage conflict well, and listen with intent, that team will win every time. When I work with organizations, I focus on 3 things that transform engagement before any flashy initiative ever could. 1, emotional safety first. Teams thrive when they feel respected, trusted, and psychologically safe. 2, clarity over chaos. Roles, expectations, priorities, all clear, no guessing games. 3, meaning and motivation. Connect work to purpose and people rise. Disengagement is not a people problem. It's a leadership opportunity. And the companies willing to face that, the ones brave enough to shift how they lead, those are the teams that retain talent, build cultures people want to be a part of, and outperform their industry. But doing it takes skill. It takes emotional intelligence. It takes communication tools leaders were never actually trained on, and that's where I come in. If your team is checked out, silent in meetings, missing deadlines, resisting change, or just doing enough to not get fired, it's time to change the way you lead. Because disengagement won't fix itself. It will cost you your best people. If you're ready to get proactive about engagement instead of reacting to problems, let's work together. Disengagement isn't a people problem, it's a leadership opportunity. Let's build a team that actually wants to show up. Visit Terri-Ann Richards.com to connect about workshops and team training.